Some games just really frustrate me. This is going to be one of those games. Hey everyone, it's Soapy. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another game of World of Warships Legends. Today we are going to be doing a video in the Montana. Now my most viewed video on my channel so far is actually a video in the Montana, and it's called The Montana Guns Can Do That, with like 10 question marks or something along those lines. But basically, in the video, I dev strike a Yami, like take 60,000 health off of him, just like that. It was a dev strike, and it was the first dev strike I've ever actually had in a battleship like that. That was back then when I first started out and I just got the Montana and I wasn't sure, exactly what I was doing in terms of the game. I do feel like I have improved quite a bit. I am in no way saying that I'm really good at this game and I'm like an excellent player, because I'm not. But I'm just saying, since then, my gameplay, I would say, and what a lot of other people have been saying, is that it has improved quite a bit. Now, if you're wondering why I named this video, this is why I don't play Legendary. It has nothing to do with the ship being bad. The Montana is an amazing ship and it does have amazing guns. And since that video, I have gotten some great damage and some great games in the Montana. The reason more so why I don't enjoy playing Legendary as much and I kind of stay away from it is usually just how the game goes in general. I also don't really play tier 8 all that much. I just prefer playing tier 7 in terms of higher tiers. 8 is kind of hit or miss, and most of the times you end up in a Legendary game anyway, and I feel like the tier 8 ships arguably aren't as good as some of the tier 7 ships. So I just generally tend to stay away from tier 8. I still play it every now and then, and of course I'll still try and get content in tier 8 as much as possible for you guys. But when it comes to tier 8 and Legendary, it's just it's not something I do all that often. Part of the reason why I did this video was because I don't do videos in Legendaries often, and I wanted to do something in the Montana for you guys because it's been a while. Now this is one of those games where it's frustrating because our team could have definitely won it. But you know what happens when your team throws a match and it's not as it should. And you ever hear that saying that like a destroyer or the destroyers can make or break a game? Well, that's kind of what happens exactly in this game. As you can see here so far, it's really nothing that drastic. Like, I'm backing up here. I'm getting shot at, but I'm not losing too much of my hit points. I'm kind of trying to stay angled as best as I can to all of the ships I'm in plain view of. I know at one point I'm going to end up going broadside to somebody, but I'm just really trying to look around and look at the map and figure out where everyone is, because I don't want to end up getting sent back to port this early in a match. The enemy has taken the A cap and are currently taking C. We did just get rid of one of their battleships, so we have a ship advantage officially now. So as you can see, like, there is no reason, and look at this. This Kerfurst is low on health. He is about to die. If I can actually hit him for enough, but it seems like it's one of those times where the RNG just does not want to give you the kill. They have taken one of our ships officially, but the GK is on its way out. Now, next thing in the list of priorities for me would be this Alaska in the back, but he's gonna kind of maneuver himself in a way where it's going to be really hard to hit him. This Yami, just trying to figure out where the angle is to hit him here because he's kind of cutting away. And I know we don't chase kites, but at one point he is going to turn his guns on us and start fighting us head on. So I'm just trying to prepare for that. We are reloading here, and the Alaska's in a good position to be hit, but unfortunately, when you get that reload and have to wait for it, it sucks. Can't get the damage you want it to get. So we are taking another hit, and if you look up at the ships, we have lost 3 of our ships. All of a sudden, you know, it took a turn. The enemy has all of the caps. We lost 3 of our ships. Now it's starting to not look good. But the thing is, at not one point in this game was it not winnable for us. The whole time it was winnable. Like, our team could have done it. And I'm not trying to say that, like, I played perfectly and I didn't make any mistakes in the game, because you'll see towards the end that I do make some mistakes. I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm a great player, and if it was only me playing, like, I would have, no. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Don't come at me for that. I'm not trying to boost myself up here, but sometimes you really wonder what your team is doing and what they're thinking. Especially in higher tiers like Legendary like this. I feel like gameplay like this shouldn't really happen.
The ship is on fire.
Because it's Legendary. Everybody's... Well, what it should be is everybody's more experienced. But it's not like that. We get it. I'm moving into the cap here. I'm going to try and get some cap points here because we do need it. So hopefully we can reclaim A. I've stayed on this flank the whole time, and actually for the majority of the game I will be staying on this flank because I can't really push out into anything else. I will probably most likely get hit. So we almost have the cap here. Once we have the cap, I'm going to put the ship into reverse and start reversing out. Trying to get a good angle on this Yami here. And at least somewhat get a decent hit. The way he's angled though, it's really hard to get something good off of him. And I really want this Alaska out, because I know for a fact this Alaska is going to annoy the crap out of me. But it is what it is. Currently, we have 5 ships left on our side, and they have 3 destroyers versus our 2 destroyers that are left. We lost one of ours. That right there is a major disadvantage because we need DD support in games like this. When there's a lot of DDs, the DDs really need to be doing their job and going out and hunting down the rest of the DDs. In a slow battleship like this, I can't really counter 3 destroyers. It's just not going to happen. They'll tort me, their concealment. It's almost impossible. Not saying it's impossible, but it's not a position you want to be in. And unfortunately, that is one of the positions I may end up having to put myself in soon, because there's 3 DDs on the loose that I can't see. We don't really have spotting. And Torps might just fly out of nowhere at some point, just like this. Torps flying out of nowhere. And unfortunately, we take a Torp hit here. I do damage con because I don't want to flood to death. And we have a destroyer, but thankfully, he's gone. So now it's 2 destroyers versus 2 destroyers. So this evens it up a little bit. And look at this. Currently, we have more ships than they do. We literally, this game is winnable. Well, we just lost one of our battleships, unfortunately, but it's still 4 versus 4. This Alaska is on his way out. This game is winnable. We could do it. We could pull up a win. And now it's just me and our 2 destroyers versus 2 destroyers. This cruiser and a battleship. Now, I'm going to try and get rid of this Alaska and this Musashi over here. But the problem is, some destroyer is probably going to come out from thin air and tort me. The mistake I was talking about that I make in this game here is that I feel like here I got a little bit too, like I pushed out too far. I feel like look at this. I'm sailed right into a rack of torps, and I don't think I'm going to get my damage con back in time. We have the Alaska here. I am a hit away from death. Can we get another hit on the Musashi though? I don't know. We get the Alaska, and we actually get the Musashi too. So we do get a double strike. So now look at this. 2 destroyers versus 2 destroyers. We also have A and B cap. They only have C. They are winning on points. And we just lost one of our destroyers. But it was winnable. Like, it was totally winnable. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Not at one point in the game was the game not winnable for us. It was just, we could have done it. But interestingly, I did get a double strike. Something I don't do very often. Another double strike badge to put in my my port, I guess, my service record. Yes, I'm spectating the battle because really it's going to be 30 seconds. I do believe this destroyer is going to run into both of them at the same time. And unfortunately, one destroyer versus another one versus a full health destroyer coming out. It is not good. You're almost certainly done. I don't know anybody that could pull this off. I mean, maybe people could if you're a really good destroyer player. I definitely couldn't pull it off. And I'm not hating on anybody on our team, just to be clear. This seems to happen a lot in Legendary. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so we lost, defeat, unfortunately. I did get decent base XP though in a loss, so I can't really complain about that, but yeah. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoy my content, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.